planning food is just not work with my life.
Yeah.
So.
No, me neither. And it's so tough to, figure out, because for so long we were told the wrong information about what was good for us anyways.
Exactly.
And we just don't even, it's hard to act. It's so expensive to like really just eat healthy too. At the same time, it's like, you got to, and even if you can afford it, you go to one grocery store and, the produce is all just messed up. And you're like, now
I hate messed up produce.
And then it's like to not have bland vegetables every night. You really need to plan out like, okay, am I marinating these? Am I so what am I putting these in? What am I adding to this? Like, you could eat broccoli every day, but it's going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you can make it good. You just have to have the time. Like, I need to have like 2 hours to cook my dinner.
Yeah.
Make it right. And I never have that time.
What are your favorite like spices to flavor things with?
I really like cinnamon and cumin together. I put that on my chicken. It's
Nice.
really bomb.
I'm gonna have to try that.
There's a Mexican spice called chupacabra. You can get it from Texas. You have to like order it online, and it's my parents like swear by it. And it's so good that we put it on everything.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What is it like? Is it like a spicy kind of thing?
Yeah,
or what
it's
is it?
like it's kind of like a regular, like if you were gonna get something like, I guess it's kind of like a mixture of like along the lines of like Cajun, but with more Mexican spices, and as well as like tajin. Do you know what that is? It's like that stuff people put on fruit, like that chili stuff. It's like a mixture of like that together. It's not Cajun, but I mean like the way that Cajun is, a spice collection, it's kind of like the same. So it's just like a bunch of different spices and stuff, a lot of different chile.
Yeah.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Sounds absolutely
Was that on the
Cooking tips.
Yeah,
Cooking
the pork
tips
chops
with
last
Nina and the
night.
Buffalo Riders. I love it. I think you could have like your own show, like when you're on the road. You could do
Dude,
like
I want
you could
to.
do like
We're
a
talking
cooking
about
show
it.
right from the
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Right.
Nina and the Buffalo Sliders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're
some
gonna,
buffalo
like,
sauce.
Oh,
idea
that's
of,
good.
like,
Get a little grill that comes out, sell on
getting
the
a
side.
grill like we'll be
Oh
like
my
playing.
That's
We have like
amazing.
all this equipment to play wherever. Everything's solar powered. Like it's so cool. So we can just
Yeah.
be
That's
anywhere.
great.
Wow,
So
that's
I'm like,
so sick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's been a
so-
lot of work, though.
Yeah, dude. So I'm like,
Yeah.
let's pull this awning down. Let's have a
So
little grill
crazy.
as we're playing. Like we can have people making food. So we'll like be selling like Nina and the Buffalo Sliders. We
That's
talked about
hilarious.
different sliders.
There's a band I've talked about it several times and it comes up because it pops into my head because we're like speaking of touring, like these guys basically decided, oh god, I can't remember the name of the band. They're like a jam band, like Connecticut or something like that, because it's the northeast. You got to have a jam band, and the pandemic hit, and they decided, they were like, okay, well shit, we can't go on tour right now. What do we do? And they started this whole thing where they're like playing, and they had like this bingo board, and they were like playing bingo with their fans, and like that's how they like chose songs or whatever.
Oh wow.
Like, so they made it really interactive, but then like, and that was like kind of the weekend kind of shows, and then like during the week they were doing like, I don't know, the bass player started his own cooking show or whatever.
Nice.
Like,
Awesome.
so I think Nina and the Buffalo Sliders has some traction. I think you could.
Yeah,
I think you guys should totally pull that
That'd be
off.
cool, man.
Yeah.
I think so.
Based on your knowledge of spices alone, I'm pretty sure that I would actually watch that, because I learned about 3 new spices I had no
cooks good.
idea
Nice.
existed. So
That's good.
All you
good
need
cook.
is the buffalo and the chupacabra.
Yeah.
And, you just
Oh
throw
my
those
God,
together,
yeah,
and then
seriously.
that's the gig right there. And tour is all about just making the money to get to the next stop.
Yep.
So
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, that's
those
like,
extra revenue streams.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, yeah, that's where
$5 for a buffalo slider.
Right?
can
Comes
you?
with a CD.
Yeah.
So
There you go. Buy a slider, get a sticker.
Heck yeah.
That's perfect. I would go for that deal. I like stickers and sliders. So
Wait, so tell us about your van. Like,
yeah, tell us more
like
about the van for sure,
So
and the
solar
tour.
powered, and you can kind of just, or what's the deal?
We
about
got an
this?
RV. What is it? Tell me about
So it's a Class C RV from 1993. Did it
Nice.
make that right?
94.
Is it 94?
Class Class
94.
CRV from
When's
1993.
your birthday?
93. So
Okay,
is
so
it 94?
94, it's 94.
Okay, so it's a year younger than me.
That could end up in a song lyric maybe somewhere, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm working on it already. So our buddy found this RV because he was at his friend's house and his friend's dog jumped the fence. And we were about to get an RV like 2 weeks prior, but the deal didn't go through. So
We like drove up to the UP and
everything,
Like,
and it just didn't. They
Wow.
sold it the day.
this
we were
was in
on our
like
way to go
March
see
or
him.
April
Damn.
of this year.
So
Did you guys at least have a good trip out of it?
Oh,
yeah, no,
yeah,
it was
it was
cool. It was my
amazing.
birthday
That's good.
trip. It was sweet. It was
Oh,
the whole
nice.
thing. So we get back, and my friend's dog jumps the fence, and it happens to be some guy who's selling his RV. And Baba was all like, you know, how much is it? And he's all like, you know, an affordable price, blah, blah, blah. So we thought about it, and we're like, okay, we're going to get it. So he buys this RV, and the placement's so weird that it came out of nowhere. Such a cheap price. It ran good, and it's like it just fell into our lap perfectly.
It's awesome.
So we started gutting it out and whatnot. He decided to put, what was it, 4?
3.
Is it 3?
3 200-watt solar panels on top.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
And then we gutted it out. It kind of looks like a tree fort. We can put hammocks in there.
Oh yeah, we have like all these like unlimited amounts of like hooks and stuff, so we're gonna be able to
Smart.
hammocks.
That's
Yeah,
so
Exactly.
sick.
Really,
Yeah,
really
for
smart.
sure,
yeah.
And we made like an L bench in there and stuff. We took the whole kitchen out. Like we're gonna be cooking outside, and like when we stay at people's houses, we'll be cooking in like in their houses and
For
stuff
sure.
like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's everything's. We have a generator on it as well. I think we're like almost getting it fixed. I'm not sure if we're getting it fixed or not, but
Yeah.
the guys are mostly working on it. I'm just here. But I'm gonna be doing the upholstery and stuff too.
You're not the generator mechanic as well as the
I'm trying to
singer and
book the
songwriter.
shows.
That's cool though. It sounds
Yeah.
like you guys have a lot of like, you know, handy skills in the band. Everybody has
We got a lot of friends helping
We
us.
got a lot of
do ya?
people. That's yeah.
Very cool.
My
It's
dad's
more-
super handy.
yeah,
Our
that's
friend
awesome.
Builder's super handy.
Builder for sure.
Yeah.
I love that you have this support system around you guys because I think that's one of the hardest things about, you know, being in a band and trying to, you know, carve out a career and a living as an artist
Totally.
is having that support.
Oh yeah.
So that's really cool to hear that you guys have that, and it allows you to keep making music,
Yeah,
which is
man.
kind of the important thing, right?
It is.
And I love the idea of riding down the road like in a hammock.
In a
Yeah.
hammock. You're
amazing.
sitting in a chair,
gonna
there's
be
no
great.
seatbelt. You're like, fuck. You know,
Yeah.
fall off.
Yeah.
You're in
Just
a
kind
hammock.
of
It's just like
swaying with the road,
yeah,
you
dude,
know.
for sure.
I like that a lot.
That's cool.
So you guys, the solar panel, those can. You guys have speakers and stuff to be able to perform like with that solar power. Like, how does that
So-
work?
We have a separate setup that
Yeah.
we bring. So we have the solar panels that are stuck on the RV
Uh-huh.
that run the RV itself.
Yeah.
And then we have a separate solar panel that comes out like a laptop that folds out that can power
His like his
a PA system,
PA system.
Wow.
microphone. So we
It's
can like
crazy.
busk on the corner with guitar setups with no outlets.
That's really cool.
amazing.
That's so
that's
cool.
something that
Next
we're
level.
Literally
Yeah.
setting up
We're
anywhere, like,
excited
and it's
for
like
that.
honestly, like I've been thinking lately with like almost 90% of small business venues are going to be closing and stuff. I'm like, we're going to have to be street performers again.
guys are so
as
smart.
musicians.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we need to get this like. This we're kind of like a little bit ahead of the game, so we're gonna start paving this way, like
Oh,
around. We're gonna
yeah.
go around the
You're
country.
gonna
We're gonna be gone
change
for
the
like a year and a
world.
half.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
amazing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We're trying.
Yeah,
What?
we're gonna be like, basically, I'm like, okay, we're moving forever. Like we're leaving.
Yeah.
We're gonna be hitting like, our first stop is Asheville, and then I think we're doing a festival in Nashville as well in October,
Nice.
and then after Asheville, we're gonna go do Nashville, and Louisville, and just hit like Tennessee and Kentucky. Come home for Christmas. After Christmas, we're gonna go down to New Orleans, and then we'll possibly maybe hit Texas, depending how COVID is and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll do Arizona, New Mexico, California, Nevada, Montana, Colorado, then home.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
so dope.
It's
and
a lot.
we're gonna be spending like 2 months in each spot.
That's so
So
sick.
we can drive around,
Yeah.
get to know the locals, get to know the places,
Yeah.
get to know everybody.
Connections,
And then
yeah.
the second month, we'll be
Exactly.
able to play house shows, play like little things like that. And so by
It's
the
really
time
smart.
everybody
Smart.
in the area knows who we are, we're going to be leaving and be like, okay, see you later. We'll be back
Yeah.
some other time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after a year and a half, I'm going to get home and go through all the contacts, go through everything else, take like a 6-month break and then get back on the road again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
smart.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a really smart
Yeah.
And I
strategy.
love the
Yeah.
the setup with the solar panels and being able to do the PA.
yeah.
Honestly, I really think that could be a revenue stream for you guys
Yes,
on tour
yes.
for other bands. Like
Yeah.
reaching out and being like, "Hey,
Oh,
look,
wow.
we have this setup. You guys want to perform?
Oh,
like
wow.
throw us
Didn't even
$200
think about
bucks."
that.
You know what I mean?
You're so right.
And you could just charge
Oh.
like all the bands that you meet in these cities. You just have them throw you $100 to use your like
Yeah.
setup.
It would be cool to like inspire musicians to just start doing what we're doing.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, because this is like the way the world is right now. If you
Yeah.
set up
Right.
on
Yeah.
the corner and like that's the best.
I think it's a
way,
really
I think,
innovative
yeah.
idea to kind of approach it that way.
Well, and
Yeah.
even like, it's not enough for people to go to shows anymore. People barely even watch music live streams, because it's like, why? Because they're not there, and they're not. They're not being engaged with and stuff. And I'm like, to put music in people's faces, to be in the crowd, is more often. And another thing we're doing is pushing people to play music and stuff, and to mostly like it's easiest to just pick up percussion. To just like get a shaky egg and just play with us. So we're going to be throwing percussion into the audience for people to shake with us.
That's awesome.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And like, we'll be setting stuff up to where it's like, yeah, you got a drum, you live a block away, go get it. Let's hang. It's like, so we're going to be really trying to be so communal with music because it's the only thing that connects everybody with no bounds.
I love that.
So it's like, and then the people who don't play music, it's like we're trying to encourage it because it's just, it's universal and it helps people in general. Just like, you play your drum for 10 minutes in the morning, it's like, it's a whole new day.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
it's like, even if, it's to be able to, be involved. I think that's what's missing is people want to be in the show.
Yeah.
And eventually, my 10-year plan is like a traveling circus where people get invited on stage, people bring their percussion and their drums to the concert, and there's a mega jam in the intermission, and like everybody wants to be there because they want to play, and people get chances to come up on stage, all this stuff, because it's like people want to connect, and like we can watch people connect, we could see things on stage, but everybody wants to be up there.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to at least be heard.
That's true.
So I think that's the only thing that's like one of the only things I think that's missing. It's like I think it's the next step is just to pull people and be like, okay, for real, come play.
And make it more interactive.
Yeah.
I love that. And some people just want to like try it.
Yeah,
and be like,
exactly. Like
I
shake
did
this
that.
up. Right.
Remember
Shake
that
an
one
egg.
time?
Right. Yeah, right.
I got on stage with, so and so, right? Or remember
a
Nina
memory.
and the Buffalo Riders? I
Right.
can't wait till they come through town again because that was so much fun.
Right,
Like that
exactly.
was such a cool
Well,
show.
And that's like another thing too is like people are like, oh, you're gonna be so famous, blah blah. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be like famous in the sense where like somebody's like, oh, you're that girl on the radio, you're that girl on the Grammys. I'm like, I want someone to be like, hey, you're that girl that played beautiful music for me and ate pizza on my couch.
Right.
Like that's like I want like more personal connections, and I just feel like that's more for people to be like, oh, I actually know her, she's great, rather than it being like, oh yeah, I've heard of her, she's great, like connecting and really meeting people, meeting the world. We live in this country together, like let's meet.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's
Love
person to
it.
person. When someone like meets you and like thinks you're a really cool person and just they're gonna support you that much more
Exactly.
than just
1000%.
seeing you perform or
and
whatever.
just trending it out.
And it's all about I love like the power of small numbers. Talk if you can get 1,000 people to pay you $100 a year, it's $100,000 a year. So developing that relationship is going to help it so much more to get those people to actually want to, buy your merchandise, buy a ticket, buy a live stream, do the stuff that actually supports us as musicians,
Yes.
And also like I love your idea of just getting out in front of people because like a band like you guys, like as soon as you guys started playing and I was there in person, it's like you get hit with this wave of music. You're just like, oh my, it just sounds so amazing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's not something
Yeah,
that
you
can be
guys are-
duplicated or replicated
Nice.
online. Even like with the best audio going through, you can't get that same feeling of just those thick ass
Sonic.
waves just
Yeah.
hitting you, just like, oh,
Yeah.
So
That's cool, man.
I think that's super dope. And we definitely need to talk to you guys about your design for that solar panel PA
Right.
shit because
Yeah.
we would love. I mean, I know that's something that could benefit us greatly.
No
going
doubt.
into next year. And
Yeah,
No
shit.
doubt.
sure,
yeah.
man.
Plus it's like it's sustainable, right? Like you're
Yeah,
not,
of course.
obviously like still you got to have like a backup, you got to have some generator here, whatever. But
Yeah,
like
we do have a backup generator.
you've got, you're drawing energy from the sun. That's pretty remarkable,
It's
right?
seriously
Straight from the
crazy,
source.
Yeah.
Straight from the source.
Yeah.
It's like all you like. It's everything should be.
It's such a like I'm obviously like things have gotten better with the whole pandemic thing to some degree, right? Like
Right.
we're able to be open again, and there's things that are happening again because things are better. But I think it's really bold for you guys to go on tour, like and
Dude,
do that,
it's
like
We've been getting a
crazy.
lot of that.
We've been getting, and
Yeah.
it's funny because, I mean, of course, all of us still have our doubts a little bit and stuff.
sure,
And, even like lately I've been like having like a little bit more trouble. I'm like, okay, maybe this, I don't know, is this a good idea?
Yeah.
And like, you know, I just got my cards read the other day, and like, you know, and there's all these people that are just like, you know, saying like, wow, what you guys are doing is incredible. Like every show we've played during this pandemic, it's like everybody's been like, we need you, and like just like all these things. So I got my cards read the other day, and a friend was just like, literally was just like, you're on the right path. You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Do not be afraid. It is scary and it is the unknown, but you are literally doing it right. You just can't see it yet.
Yeah.
And like, it's just all of these things are just telling us like, we have to go.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's scary.
I get that.
Yeah, but it's just like
I really do.
And it's not even like for us. It's like, I mean, half for us, but like I just feel like people need to see it.
Yeah, they do, and you guys are creative and creating innovative ways to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, the pandemic, it's been terrible, and it's been hard for everybody, and it's been a lot harder for some than others, you know. But the thing is, and the reality is, it's knocked out a lot of the competition.
Oh, yeah.
And if you can be the one that powers through,
That's what
That's
I was
exactly
saying.
it.
I'm thinking
Like,
too.
if you're a
You know what I'm
musician
saying?
right now, take advantage of it. Everyone wants music right now. It's such a dark place that if you have a little bit of light, a little bit of positivity, people are going to take it and absorb it.
Yep.
And that's like part of the reason why I keep saying we should hit the road right now is because you're never going to get a chance like we got right now.
Nope.
You know,
Yeah.
it might be weird, it might be iffy, but people are going to obtain it.
Yeah,
People
and
are
you
eating
can
us.
do it, and you can do it in a safe
Exactly.
way. It is
Yeah.
possible, right?
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
and I think like just knowing you guys and vibing with you guys, I can tell that that's what's going to happen. And like, and on that same note, like, you know, it is taking a chance. It is like you are, you know, you would call it a risk. Everything in life is a risk, right? Like
Right.
stepping out your front door in the morning is
Right.
potentially a risk. But
or
it's a
even
calculated.
Staying inside. Staying inside can be a
It
risk.
can be a risk, right? You could be breathing right
I
on
follow
gas,
it.
you know?
I
I
follow
mean,
that.
there's anything could, you know, whatever.
Living is definitely you're risking dying. for
Right.
sure.
Facts.
Yes.
But but it's like, yeah, so you're going to go out there, you're going to do this. But our friend Dan always says, and when he's been saying it since March, he said the biggest company, he's a business guy, so he's like thinking companies, biggest companies, the 5-10 biggest companies ever built are going to be built within the next 6 to 12 months during this pandemic.
yeah.
That's a good, I guess.
Because
I
people-
like
And
that.
because-
bands too. Some of the
Yeah,
biggest
Well,
bands.
that's what I'm thinking too.
And that's exactly what I was going towards, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's like you have this opportunity. The people that are going to just go, oh well, I guess we can't do anything, and then they just don't do anything for a year.
Yeah.
Or you can be innovative and do something unique and different. And I really hope you guys have like plans to document and share
Oh, yeah,
your
definitely.
journey. Because we'd love to be able to like share that with
Yeah.
our network
Yeah.
and just highlight what you guys are doing, because I think it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Thank
like,
you, man.
thank you.
So
seriously.
I'm
thinking we're probably going to be taking my CRV too. So just we have a vehicle, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be driving it. I'm trying to convince like one of our videographer friends, like, just come with us
For
for
sure.
a whole year and a half. Like,
Yeah.
just come
Yeah.
with
Who
us.
wants
So
to do a
it's
road for
really
Man,
hard.
let me check my calendar.
Because it's like we could document as far as we can document, but none of us are professional in that field, and we don't know exactly what we need to be putting out. But that's also why we could talk to you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can give us
I'm
some
excited.
tips here.
Oh, yeah.
Max
Yeah,
is going to give you some
We
tips,
will.
and
We'll figure it out.
And one of
All
the
you
things,
guys need is a phone, And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if you could just set up a phone, like,
Well, don't we have a couple GoPros?
you're good.
We
I
do
mean,
have a couple
GoPros are great too. I mean,
Yeah.
those can be
Just-
super quality.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Especially
So
if
we
it's
have this
good
whole
luck.
idea of like a YouTube channel that we could document and like
Yeah.
put
For
on
sure.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like to actually deliver that's a little harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So like we're trying to figure out how
Yeah.
we can have video documentation of the trip and still actually be able to enjoy the trip.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So-
I think you
Absolutely.
could do. I think you could do both, and I think maybe this will set your mind at ease a little bit. And Max and I talk about this, but we didn't make it up. But Gary Vee always talks about document, don't create. So it doesn't have to be this super polished thing like a record that you made
Yeah.
or anything
Right,
like
right.
that. Like,
yeah.
sometimes maybe you are going to have some really polished video content, like, and that's cool too. But all of us out
Yeah.
here that are fans of music
They want
too,
to see the raw format.
Yeah.
we love that shit.
Yeah,
It's so
cool.
cool when one of
Behind
your
the scenes,
favorite
yeah.
artists jumps on and be like, "Yo, guess what? We're in Montana right now. Hey, what do you do?" And we're like,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
love
Beer,
that.
cake,
I
man.
watch that
Cool,
stuff. You know what I
sweet.
mean? As a fan,
Yeah,
so
I do too. It's just I feel like I think when it comes to, especially now, it's so hard to get people to watch your content, you
Yeah.
know?
It
So
is.
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
I think I just get discouraged, you know, because I'm just like, man, they watched this video, but they didn't watch the last video. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, you know, you never know. And I'm like, what did I do wrong in this video? What should I have done differently? So
Yeah.
Keep it funny. I think that's something we got to try to do.
Yeah, humor's good.
sometimes
You know?
funny.
Humor is, I mean,
We have
humor
Baba.
is,
We have a Baba. Baba
have a
is
Baba.
funny. I don't know how. He's just the funniest.
We're like
dude,
about
bro.
to go on the news, and he asks the guy, "So how much nudity is okay?"
Cameras like getting ready to roll. He's like getting ready.
That's
He's like,
hilarious.
What's appropriate amount of nudity? I'm
Yeah.
like,
I love
what are
it.
you doing? The guy
Dude.
has no idea what to say. It's so
Just
funny.
looking at this like little forest
So-
monkey.
So I don't mean to drop the trajectory, but it's 8:00. Are we premiering?
yeah, I mean, the video of their performance just premiered on our page. It should
Perfect.
be. So so
Nice.
anyone that's watching right now, just go to Grove Studios page, Facebook page, and the performance that from Nina and the Buffalo Riders at our Grove Sessions live with high quality, thanks to Tim Blackman with the video and Fundamental Sound with the audio.
Yeah.
Is up there, and you can check it out. And you know, we appreciate you guys again for
No
doing
problem,
Thank you for
man.
having
Yeah,
us.
thank
Yeah.
you so much for having us.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you guys. You know, it's for everything you're doing. I just really think, like, another thing Gary Vee says, you know, that makes content easier to make is just, you know, long form content, like a show, for example. Like, you know, so I used to, or, you know, just put a whole show up on Instagram or whatever, like that whole time period, and expect people to watch it. But
Yeah.
lately, you know, like if you have a 30-minute show, and if you guys are playing like a 30-minute show every week or whatever, you know, you can chop that up into minute-long clips, and then you have literally 30-minute-long clips that you
Nice.
can distribute. You
I
know?
like
Yeah.
that.
That makes
Same with
sense.
podcasting. Like,
Crap.
what I really think you guys should do is, because all you guys need is a couple microphones and to
Right.
podcast. And what you could do on the road is basically each week sit down for an hour and just bullshit about what happened that
Yeah.
week.
Not a bad
and just
idea.
kind
I
of
like
talk
that.
about
Pretty
it.
good.
Yeah.
And make
Yeah.
it and just make it kind of like a weekly thing, and that gives, you know, your fan, because podcasting is nice. It gives fans you know, a way to sit down with you for an hour
That's
and just
true.
really like get into like who you are and what you're
Yeah.
about, and then you can take that same piece of long form content and split that up into little clips for social media
Yep.
that you can post and stuff. So doing those long type of things and then just chopping it up makes it a lot easier to like manage
Okay.
like the content flow.
That's
you know,
sweet.
because I know you guys are going to be performing probably at least one show a week.
We're gonna try to.
We're gonna try, like, I mean, because I've called tons of venues, and like a lot of people are, you know, just not booking, or they're booking only local acts because they bring more people, which I understand. You know, I get
Yeah.
it.
They haven't seen you guys yet, though.
You know, and that's
Frontline
why I'm like,
stuff.
dude, like we're gonna be on the street. And they're gonna be like, who are you?
Literally,
Get out of
yeah,
here."
yeah,
you guys
the
are gonna
streets.
kick
You
ass.
know, so
Yeah.
that's, you know, but we, you know, we're gonna be busking definitely probably every day, you know, just somewhere in the
Yeah.
mix.
Open mics, bars, anything.
Yeah,
that
every
is
open.
anything.
We're gonna smash all the open mics so we can get offers those days, because that happens to me almost every time. Like, go to an open mic, someone's like, "I got a show." I'm like, "Sweet, let's do this."
There you go.
So like, I did that. I've done that. I moved to Colorado for a month, and I did that, and I was there for a month, and I have like 6 places I could call right now that would book us weekly.
That's awesome.
You know, and I was
Where
just
were you
there.
at in Colorado?
Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah.
And like
Nice.
Manitou, and like I
Yeah.
went to Denver a lot for open mics and stuff. Are you from
Yeah,
there?
I'm from Denver originally.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
Nice,
cool,
cool.
cool. Yeah, I've been wanting to move there since I
It's a
first
great,
time.
Us too,
it's a
for
great
sure.
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
never gone
But
yet.
Colorado Springs, I love it. I love. I don't know. I like hiking Cheyenne Mountain and stuff a
Yeah.
lot. So and Manitou is really cool. It just gets super dark super fast. So
Right.
because it's like straight up in the little crevices. But yeah, so just like doing work like that where it's like open mics and busking, and like I said, like we're gonna hit all the cool coffee shops. I'm gonna look online and be like, where's the coolest spots to
Oh,
go, and
that's
just
a great
meeting the
idea.
locals just to be like, let's smoke a joint, like you know,
way
and
to
then
do
like,
it.
and
Yeah,
then you're like,
you-
let's book a show, let's play a house show, invite, you know, your 30 of your friends. At least those 30 people are gonna know who we are, you know, like after
doubt.
that, and we have
Yeah.
friends that are gonna come and visit for weeks and stuff like that. So we're gonna at least have some people that are gonna be coming to shows once we can book them and stuff. So
That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. I'm telling you, I think it's brilliant. I think it's the right time to do it,
Nice.
and I really just I I loved your performance.
Yeah.
I was glad I finally got to see you guys.
Yes,
just in
thank you,
time for you to take off on tour. But
Yeah.
you're going to be
it's
broadcasting in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
so
we'll
we'll be
for
watching
sure.
out.
And dude, and like,
For
and that's
sure.
the thing too is like we love what you guys do here so much, and we've
you.
already
Yeah,
been telling
very
our friends
much.
about you guys.
Appreciate
And so
that.
it's like, oh, we're gonna be able to push you guys while we're wherever
Thank you so
too.
much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll push you. Like we'll make it super easy so that you guys can like go live on our page and
That'd
like
be
while you're
Sweet.
performing
Yeah,
and
dude.
just
we
like
could do like
stuff
an
that.
Instagram
We can do
takeover or
whatever,
something
you know?
too.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Be cool.
Yeah,
Heck
that's
yeah,
not a bad
for
idea.
sure.
Yeah, and I think you guys have
Definitely.
had so much success like getting on good shows and just doing like the deal. You guys have so much respect like in this scene, and I'm sure any other scene that you guys have, you know, put
Right
your
on.
hands into. What are some tips like that you can give to artists out there that maybe are struggling with booking shows or don't know quite how to get on those good shows or whatever? Like, what are some things that have helped you guys?
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, faking
I-
it till you making it.
Confidence, being straightforward, and like don't really take no for an answer without being too pushy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of like getting anywhere in the music scene, because like it's really hard to get someone to notice you, but like you have to.
You gotta
do
put yourself
something
in
to
front
get
of them,
noticed
yeah.
Right, you
without
can't look
feeling like an
weak.
egotistical
Right,
asshole.
Yeah.
exactly.
So like
Yeah.
it's playing a really weird game.
It's
there.
a weird
Yeah.
game for sure, and it's just, you know, for me, I try to make an impression with like, I guess like my attitude and stuff, and like how much I give people, like how much good energy I give people. You know, as soon as I walk in, I'm like, what up? Like, just trying to like, you know, show that out, and like always burning my incense. You know, even when I'm playing at a restaurant, I'm putting incense out. You know, like, so just always kind of presenting the vibe and like really just feeling yourself. And you know, and it's hard when you first begin. I mean, like, you know, when I first started, it was shit. I was playing really like dingy dad bars, you know. Like, it was just,
Dingy dad
yeah,
bars.
you know, and honestly, it just took me playing a lot so that I had friends that would go to bars and be like, dude, there's this really cool band, like there's this really cool girl, like you should check her out, show them a video, and then they're like, oh my god, hey, can you work at my bar? So
Yeah.
it's like really, it's just helping, you know, like get you know people to, you know, promote you and stuff like that, you know, because it's kind of hard. You're like, oh, I'm good, I'm great, you know, but if someone else says you're good and you're great, like it's
Even
a little bit better,
A lot,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think just working hard, like it's,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and just digging deep and knowing what you want and knowing what you want to present and knowing what you have already and knowing where your flaws are and just keeping it all in check, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it sounds like you guys, you and the band, you guys have your why. Like, why am I doing this, and
Yeah.
what do I see? And
It
you
took
even
a
mentioned
while,
your
but-
like 10-year plan. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's stuff that business people say. You know what I mean? And it's like you are growing. You know, you are
Yeah.
building the Nina and the Buffalo Riders business, and we don't
Trying
like to
now.
think about that way because we're
Yeah.
artists,
Yeah.
but it is, and all the things that you're doing are it's so important. And I love the way you guys connect with your audiences
For sure.
and how you kind of plan to do that, like through your tour and stuff. So, yeah, I'm super grateful that you guys came through.
Thank
and
you, us too, man.
you guys are premiering right now. I can't wait. I actually haven't even watched the video yet.
Yeah, it
Nice.
looks
Which
great.
is like it's premiering right now, but like if you are watching this right now, their video is also premiering on our page, but you can always go back and watch it. It'll be there. It'll be on the YouTube channel, Nina and the Buffalo Riders, and they're on Spotify and all the other music.
Yeah.
Your last two recorded projects are out there.
If you want like a little special treat, if you go on our Bandcamp,
Oh, nice,
there
yeah.
is it's we played Creepy Cheapy one year as Joe Cocker and Mad Dogs and the Englishmen. So we have like an album of like, you know, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window with a lot
Oh,
of help from my
nice.
friends, like all covers, you know, but all Joe Cocker covers, you know, like
Nice, and that's on Bandcamp.
it's on Bandcamp, and
Dope.
it's the only place you can get that one. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
that's I'm gonna be listening
Check
to that
it out.
tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
like
totally
backup
checking it out. So
singers and
Bandcamp
stuff,
is it?
dude,
So is
yeah.
it Nina and the Buffalo Riders.bandcamp.com or how does that
I'm gonna
go?
look it up.
We'll look it up.
And
But-
definitely www.ninaandthebuffaloriders.com
Yeah.
is the website that you guys
Yeah.
want to go to for everything.
And I had to reference this quote from the Metro Times, Detroit Metro Times, for those of you that are out of state. But I love this quote. meant to share it earlier, but it says catch them now before they go supernova. The band sound is bluesy and psychedelic, while Nina's Sophia's powerhouse vocals are soon to be classified one of the 7 wonders of the Midwestern world. And if you're not from the Midwest, they're coming towards you.
They're coming to you.
So
I'm bringing myself around.
We might have to change that quote a little bit.
That's so funny. Like that's where I'm like, dude. Like I've been in the Midwest for so long. I'm like, I gotta bring myself. I'm like, you guys aren't coming to me. I gotta come to you.
Yeah, yeah. I love. The bluesy psychedelic thing is strong. When I first heard stuff and I saw stuff, I went to this like Janis Joplin kind of thing, and like it's kind of there, but like I can hear all these other influences in the band, but it's definitely. The psychedelic, I think Laurie Stratton even mentioned like some other influences, but
I want to know, what you guys think, because that's a question we can never answer. Everyone's like, "What's your genre?" And we're like,
what do you got? What would you say?
I mean, I don't know. I don't go too deep into the genre bins if I can help it, but like, you guys are definitely a rock band,
right?
I mean, there's a psychedelic influence in there, which like is always cool. Yeah. I forget there's an author who wrote a book called Psychedelic. I think it's called Psychedelic Eyes, and he talks about like what psychedelic music is, and he talks about I think Jim DeSantis. I don't know. It's losing it. He wrote for Rolling Stone for a bunch of years, so it's
cool.
like it's a cool book because it talks about it, like points out stuff that is psychedelic, and you're like, I never really like Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique. I was like,
okay,
well, I guess that is kind of psychedelic.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean. But yeah, you guys are just like a kick-ass rock band, but like you also have this, there's the acoustic side, and it's I don't know, you're just genuinely versatile and just really fun to watch. Sweet. You guys bring your A game.
Really, your voice though too is like
incredible.
I mean, it just shows like since you've been doing. Obviously, you were born with like some level of natural talent. Where I mean, by the time you were 2, you were already singing. Yeah. When I was 18, like I didn't start singing till like 5 years ago. You know, and I always wanted to, and it's just didn't come easily to me. I had to rap for a while and sing along to a lot of songs and kind of develop that ear. But it's really apparent the amount of time that you've put in, just because of the flawless voice that you have, really. And I think that points to why you do get the opportunities that you do is just because of that amazing talent of you and the rest of your band, and your professionalism and everything. So thank you guys so much again. We have a question that we like to ask all of our guests on the podcast, and because we know times are super uncertain right now, and
no, that wasn't it. That was the wrong one. No, that was wrong.
It's Friends again.
Yeah, but times are super uncertain right now, and we don't know what this world is going to look like a year from now. But what do you guys think is certain? In whether in the world or in your own worlds, what is certain?
Well,
like now or in a year?
Anything.
Yeah, and right now. Yeah.
There's
what's certain? Go ahead.
Probably for sure, we are not going to stop trying to play for people, regardless of the situation at hand, because people want to see.
Yeah.
And if they want to see, we'll deliver, even though we don't have established places to do shit. So that's kind of the biggest thing about this whole like touring scenario. We're trying to be a touring band without a venue. Yeah. And even if we can find a venue, we're gonna make sure like we play that venue professionally. But just as well as we could play that professional indoor gig, we want to be able to bring that experience outside for people.
So sick.
So like no matter what, there's always gonna be some kind of music playing.
Well, it makes sense to like head south right about now.
We're running from
I
the
don't want
cold
to see
for
snow
sure.
this year. If I can go a whole year without seeing snow, I'd be the happiest person.
Yeah, I think I would say the same thing. It's like regardless of whether we get venues or not, we're gonna be playing and we're gonna be, connecting with people. And like that's like honestly, like one of my main focuses for this whole thing is connecting and networking and finding,
Same.
similar vibes
Yeah.
all around the country, and then being like, hey guys, let's make a traveling circus and like let's have like a 75-person group, and we're having a 3-hour set, kind of like Cirque du Soleil meets Wookie Foot, kind of.
Yeah.
So it'd be, I want
Yeah.
I want jugglers, I want painters, I want poets, I want like literally every single kind of part
Sounds
you can
like
think
fun.
of, like 3 live painters in the back painting on the same canvas as there's like, like we'll have a main band, but then there's gonna be like side bands like coming up, people doing little skits and like little shit like that. It's almost like it's theatrical for sure,
Love
but it's
it.
gonna be mostly music. So
Super cool.
Something like that definitely, I think, is something that could develop like a super strong cult following too.
for
you
sure.
know, and
Yeah.
just
It just
people
takes some
that
time.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
why
gonna
it's a 10-year
take
plan.
time,
Yeah.
you know. But it's like when people get attached to like something like that
An idea,
has its
yeah.
own community and has everything, like it's an all inclusive package, kind of like
Right.
the Juggalo
Yeah.
community.
Totally.
Well,
Like-
we noticed this in Indiana. We just went to Indiana not too long ago, and like the vibe that our tent and our band, like our camping spot, like brought in a lot of people that were like, wow, like this is real. You guys are really happy. You guys are really doing this, and like,
Yeah.
we can see it on their faces that they're taking this home with them, and they're trying to have
Yeah.
that kind of experience.
Yep.
They-
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
they're really seeing that there's people out here really doing the music, doing like, the positive message idea, and people are taking that home, and it's a great feeling to see that, like,
It is really good.
it's cool to see that we're really doing something that people want to see.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And making a positive impact on people.
That's a big part of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's dope.
Well, once again, thank you guys for taking the time out. I know you got a session to set up for pretty
Yes,
soon
I'm
after this.
recording.
Yeah.
And so we know that there's some new music coming your way out there on the internets, and definitely check out the Bandcamp page for the special stuff that we just learned about, and Nina and the BuffaloRiders.com, and definitely go back to the Facebook page and check out the live performance that they put on right here at Grove Studios.
Yeah, it's dope.
It was a super fun night. You guys just crushed it and vibed out the courtyard in an amazing way. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys from the road.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So happy that we were able to get you guys in for a performance and an interview before
Yes.
before you guys dipped out.
Same.
Yeah, it would've been hard.
Perfect timing. You
Perfect.
like
It's
said
just
that,
like-
I was like, yes, let's do that.
We're
You're like,
supposed to be
interview, I'm
gone
like,
in
yes.
15 days. We're leaving.
Yeah.
Like, we
Wow.
don't have much time left.
Yeah.
We're like right
15
there.
days.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
our that's our
You
goal.
guys
It's
must
our
already
goal.
feel like you're on the road.
Oh, I'm
it's right
shitting
around
my
the
pants,
corner.
man.
3 or 4 days ago, it hit me. I'm like, oh wow, okay. It's,
Yeah.
like, it's crunch time. I'm like,
it is
oh
crunch
shit.
time.
Yeah.
Like finally cleaning out my mom's basement with all my stuff. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh man.
It's so
It's a
awesome.
great feeling though.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I like the whole unknown idea. It's exciting.
Yeah, I wasn't okay with it until I got my cards read, and they were like, "This is your first card, unknown." I was like, "No," but I was like, "Well, at least like it really just said like we have all the tools." It said
I think
you have
we're
all the
good.
tools, you just need to believe in it, and you
Yeah.
just need to do it.
Absolutely.
I think we're good. I think
And
we're
leaning,
good.
the future is always uncertain.
Yeah.
And, one thing that I've learned from, the teachers that I listen to is, leaning into that uncertainty is the best thing you can do, because you're never going to be able to like decide what the future holds
Right.
entirely. So
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
leaning
Exactly.
into, we don't know what's going to come, and we're just going to do our best in this moment to get to the next moment, and
Well,
do it from there.
I found a lot of the uncertainty that we've been getting lately has been positive.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is really cool. That's making me really want to get into it more.
There's random money that's just been coming up for
Just
us.
so many
and it's
strange
just, like-
occurrences. It's almost like it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
weird.
every day if I'm like, man, I feel a little weird, something happens and I'm like, oh, back on track. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's like
Yeah.
it's like the universe is like, no, you guys really have to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
For
there-
real.
It's we're
I'm
dreaming about
contemplating not
everything.
doing it. I got scared. I got nervous, and every time I go to like make a move to not do it, like, psh, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
You guys
Should
have
have
to-
V8.
and you-
Get back in line.
Exactly. Like, what are you doing? Stop. You got to do this. And like, just like anything, the uncertainty is scary, but like that's
Yeah.
why I want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be mad at myself in 5 years, 10 years if I don't. You know what I mean? Look
Well, a lot of
back.
times
Absolutely.
the fear of a thing is like greater than the actual
The
thing.
actual thing.
Yeah,
And that's
so-
what consumes you.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
it
it.
tends to do that to like a lot of us.
Yeah.
So I really commend you guys. Like, I think it's a bold move. I think it'd be a bold move anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right now especially, but I think people do need it, and I think it's cool because you're going south. The weather's going to be warmer. You guys can be outside and you can do things safely and, you know, not drive around in the snow.
Yeah.
So that's even better. Like,
Yes, for sure.
And it's just setting you guys up for the rest of, you know, your lives.
No,
Basically,
exactly.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the starting
Different,
point to the
yeah.
whole career that is the
Exactly.
Buffalo
And that's,
Riders.
you know,
Exactly.
the NBR's been together since 2013.
Yeah.
You know, and like we've been a very much living by paycheck to paycheck, living by, you know, show to show. Not
Sure.
really like we've built a following, but like not really had big plans. Like, you know, our biggest plan was going to Seattle. We did that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So like everything since then, it's just been like, you know, people have left the band, people have left and come back in the band. So it's just been this transition for the last 5 years. And then literally we moved in, him, I, and Baba all moved in together in a house. And then I was like, let's do this. Let's go. Let's get on the road.
Yeah, this idea came up.
This came up, like, in
5
January.
months. No, we talked about it in like passing, but like March.
We were like, okay, I guess.
we were like,
when the
we don't
pandemic
have-
hit, you
when
guys
the
were like,
we don't
pandemic
have
hit,
to
we're
do it.
like, we gotta go.
Well,
gotta
all we
go.
could do was sit and think. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
what we're doing, like, well, let's come up with this idea, and if it happens, it happens. And
Yeah.
then before you know it, like, we talked about it, and we were like, well, let's get the RV. Let's see if
Yeah.
that happens. And then
Yeah.
Yeah.
The RV at the end of May.
everything fell into
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Like
Crazy.
dominoes from that.
Yeah.
point. It was crazy.
yeah.
And it's like I also I believe a lot in manifestation and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
for
And I
sure.
think, you know, with COVID going on, so many people are in their heads about so much other shit and thinking the end of the world and all this stuff. And I'm like, but the people who are smart are manifesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there's so much of an open airwave for like everybody who's really trying to create the future and the life that
Yeah.
they want. And
Yeah.
that's all we're doing is thinking about and creating like this what we're gonna be doing on the road. I'm like thinking about what I'm gonna be eating in New Orleans right
Yeah.
now. Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
the
like,
shrimp.
oh,
You know, there's
shrimp!
food, yeah.
Yeah, gotta
Well,
love the
yeah,
seafood.
and you gotta. I mean, that's the real thing. I mean, like, yeah, there, you know, there's this. It's not going to be like this forever.
Right, yeah.
But it's never gonna be the same.
It's not.
No, we'll get
No,
back
a lot of
little bit
things.
to
A
that.
lot of things have changed already, and a lot of people have realized. I mean, different things. I mean, and so yeah, it is going to be different. And I think the way you guys are getting innovative and just doing something different, I think is going to pay off for you guys
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So
And the way it feels like for most people, I think right now is like it's the end of the world. We're at
Yeah.
the end of, you know, this era of, you know, 2000 to 2020 where it was
yeah.
like the internet and like all this cool
yeah.
stuff. But
Y2K.
really,
Ja Rule.
you know, we're at a point, yeah, Ja Rule.
Fire
He
Fest.
messed a lot of stuff up.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, but you know, we're actually at the starting point of something new.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
totally.
And-
Well, I
Yeah.
just heard a statistic the other day that scared the ever living crap out of me. That 90% of locally owned businesses that are musically like ran or whatnot are going to go down and under because they can't keep their stuff going.
Wow.
They can't keep businesses
Yeah.
up and running and whatnot. So what's that really mean for musicians?
Same
What-
things with bands. Probably 90% of
Yeah.
bands
They're gonna break
Are
are
stop-
screwed.
it's screwed.
That's
yeah.
90% of bands weren't making money anyways.
Yeah.
Well,
Now
what are
they
they
don't have
gonna do?
jobs,
Right.
they make no money anymore,
Right.
man. It's a whole
I
thing.
know.
we got to
It's a
find
whole
new
thing.
models. You got to find new ways to do
Yeah.
it.
But that 10% rises to the top, you know, and
Sure,
that's
man.
why
That's
you
true.
guys, not only do you guys have the skill and, you know, all the time that you guys have put in, but you guys have that innovative, you know, creative manifestation type flow that you guys are
Yeah.
tapped
Totally.
into.
For sure.
And that's going to lead you guys to success. You know what I mean?
Thank
There's
you.
no doubt about it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think so, man. Thank you.
And new songs are going to be written on the road, no doubt.
Oh,
So,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
you know, traveling and seeing new things is gonna you know, bring new creative juices into your
So
life,
much.
and so
Can't
I don't
Write a
know.
song about
We're
every
really
state
looking
we're in.
forward to hearing it.
I'm excited to hear like just the musical influences that we're gonna be like.
For
You
sure.
know, when we go down to New Orleans, like,
Soak it
I
in.
can't
Oh, yeah.
wait,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We're
everything-
gonna
That's
be
the
playing
thing.
different styles when we
I
come
know,
back.
and it's like
Yeah.
we already meld so many styles. I mean, we don't have any like island styles in our stuff because we're not that close to like any island.
I mean,
so,
yeah.
once we get down
Gotta learn
there,
some
Yeah.
Hawaiian
Yeah.
slack key music.
There you go,
Yeah. I want that.
That
Love
would be-
it.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
chill.
I know all I want is some more Nina and the Buffalo Riders music. So whatever you
Yes.
guys
Yeah.
make, I'm sure
Whatever
it'll
you
be
throw
great.
down,
Yeah.
Nice.
we'll soak it up in
Gotcha.
the ears, man,
Yeah.
for
I
sure.
wrote a song today. Here you go.
Perfect. Well,
It was
yeah.
a lot of fun.
Thank you again for coming by, you guys.
For sure. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate
guys.
you. Again, Nina and the Buffalo Riders. Check them out. They're gonna be broadcasting from the road in some way, shape, or form. And again, Nina and the Buffalo Riders.com. Check it out. We got one more coming up. Friday. Oh, Lori Stratton is going to be here on Friday.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, Lori
Lori.
Stratton's
Yeah.
cool, yeah.
Lori.
Special. Lori's going to do a podcast takeover on Friday.
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
I think there's a surprise artist. I'm not sure who it is. So
Ooh.
that's kind of cool.
Wow.
First Fridays in Ipsy is always a fun time.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit different right now. People are doing all this virtual stuff, but hopefully sometime you guys could come back for First Fridays, because that's when like all the different businesses and stuff all around town are having like bands play out and
You
on the
guys do it
street.
in the
and-
winter?
what's that?
You probably don't do it in the winter.
No, it ends in like, you know, like late fall or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but you when you guys come back around,
Yeah, second time around.
we'll have you guys back for sure.
When do we plan on coming back?
So I mean, I think
It's gonna be like 2022.
you're not wrong, bro.
It's gonna be like
Yeah.
March
We're leaving now.
2022.
I know.
Before we actually isolate and come back.
Wow.
Yeah.
That means we're gonna be in Colorado like during March.
I'm cool with
We're
that.
gonna be driving
Hey.
from Montana.
If we can run away from the snow for most of the year, I'm
Yeah.
We're
okay
gonna
with
stay in
it.
Cali for 4 months until it gets
I
warmer.
do it.
There you go.
How about we go to the?
I mean, Cali's big. We got a lot of room
Yeah, there's
we can
tons.
go to Colorado towards the end of winter so we can see the snow melt.
for sure.
All I know is you guys got to find some buffalo somewhere along the way.
Dude,
That's right.
seriously,
Take a bite.
yeah.
Apple.
Just jump
Montana
on one.
probably.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
It's
Yeah.
out there. It's out there for sure.
I
Cool.
jump out of Buffalo for sure.
Well, thank you guys
Yeah.
so much
Yeah,
for sure.
thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah. thank
Yeah,
you guys
check
for
out that
tuning
video
in.
on the Grove Studios Facebook page or YouTube, whatever you prefer. It looks really good. I can't wait to listen to it myself. I'm gonna put it on the big screen when I get home.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.